Today we're gonna do the 100 girlfriends tier list. We're gonna rank them all 20 something, I think is what we're at right now. I have the list pulled up because there are some that I don't recognize because I've only seen them in black and white. But I know their bits and I know which ones I like and which ones I don't, so we're gonna rank them. We're gonna start with our goat Rentaro. He's just the best. Like, there's no notes on that one. He's just the best in every way possible. But if I had to choose a best hunter girlfriend, it would be Shizuka Free and Clear. She's just the most pure and the most enjoyable to see every time because she's cute and her little voice thing is fun and has probably most of the best arcs where it's like her as a focus. And she's also the one I don't have any like negative things about where I'm like, okay, I'm getting sick of this bit. Being pure means you don't have bad traits, which gets me to right out of the way the one that I hate the most is Biorin, the yandere, I think, the Moto Violento girl, because I think it eggs on a lot of the already weirder bits where it's like I don't really like Iku's. Like I think her no, I don't I think her bit isn't funny to me specifically, like the whole masochism kind of thing. Like I think it's funny at times, but it also feels like it goes too far a lot of the time. And then you just add Rinbai going "molto violento" every time she gets hit, and it's like I don't like this. Something's wrong here, and I don't mess with it. Yeah, I, I think those are probably my two least favorite. If I had to pick a bottom three, actually, I might. We're gonna move you down. It's bad vibes and a bad bit. I just don't like it. And up next we have Kishika, who is I was so excited for. Her design is so good and I love it so much. And then she just goes baby mode and I just start running. I'm like, nope, I don't watch any of that. That's terrible. The vibes are unwell whenever she goes baby mode. It is a bit you can have. I just don't like it at all. I was like, yes, a night one. We're just gonna get a weird night. And then it's like, nah, she wants to go baby mode. And I just have no words to say positively about any aspect of that because it just weirds me out like a lot. A good one, a great bit great here is the drunk one, the ethics teacher who is also drunk. She's just great. It's like a alternate version of Kikuri from Bochi the Rock, but also with like a sick design too. And I'm just like, yeah. It's also an adult, which rules. She's just getting drunk. Great bit. We all love to see it. No notes, no complaints. I will always welcome her when she shows up. Other great bit is Karane's. Because man, we have been starved for classic tsunderes for too long. And to just have one that is just the epitome of one, it's just good food. You'd love to see it. It can get a bit grating, but then you're like, ah, that's just that tsundere. And you're just like, yeah, that's great. I love it. It's so much fun to have a return to form. Let's see, who next? Who next? The groping one is bad vibes, weird bit. Because it's like massaging technically, but then it's just like groping, and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't have like a visceral hatred. It's just kind of weird, but I also don't have any strong feelings about her design. She's just like, I don't really have positive things to say, but it doesn't like actively annoy me as often, I guess, as the other ones. I guess that's a point in her favor somehow. Let's see, who next? The food one is a good design, mediocre bit. Like, she's just always hungry. It's okay. It's fine. I don't really have anything negative to say. I don't really have anything positive to say. It sure is a bit you can have. The next, I think this is the newest one. I actually don't even know who this is. This Dei Matsuri. Is this just the Italian? No, this is the accent one. Yeah, she's just like the. Yeah, I don't really have. She's still newer, so it's like, well, I don't really have a ton to say about her yet, but I do think she has a fun design and a decent enough bit. But I need to know more before I fully commit to knowing who she is. I will do Hahari. Mm, I think she's a good design mediocre bit because I don't really know entirely what her bit is sometimes. Because her bit is like it's being the mother of it all, and it like works. But then I feel like she bleeds over into like 3 or 4 different ones to the point where I'm like, I don't know what you truly are. I don't feel like I have a read on the specifics of her bit. But I also feel like compared to my initial reaction where I was like, oh, she's the MILF one. Like I don't really have anything negative to say besides like she'll occasionally get a little too weird, but like this is 100 girlfriends, they all get a little bit too weird sometimes. So yeah, I don't hate her, don't like her. Well, I do like her. She's fine. That's basically it. Um Hakari, mm, yeah. I need like a tier between here kind of where like I think Hakari's is a good bit because it's just that she's horny. Like that's like pretty normal in the I guess in the comparison of 100 girlfriends, that's pretty normal, which is a weird thing to say. Because she's just openly horny on main. I think her design's good, but then like sometimes obviously it's like you're down bad. Calm down for a second. Like you're freaking me out. Take a second to calm down. But like I like her enough. It's also one we've had the most in time with, so I don't really have any negativity left for her, but she's cool. I like her. Next we have this one. Hifumi Su. Which one are you? I just need their bit. Like it's really like, yeah, who are you? Oh, numbers. Yeah. Numbers is no, numbers is a bad vibe. I don't really I don't really get the bit for this one. Like I understand it conceptually where it's like, oh, she just loves numbers. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense to me. But then like how it plays out, I'm just like, why was this one? Like who is the demographic for this one? Because like I can understand the other ones where it's like Kishika I don't like, but like I understand they're the people who just want to be babied. Whereas I'm like, who wants to see you be the number 9? Like where is the guy for that? Maybe it's just the author, you know? No, I gotta you do what you want, buddy. You're writing the series, but I just don't get her, I guess. But I don't like hate her. It's just kind of weird. But we have another bad vibe though is Chio, which is probably the highest of bad vibe, bad bit. Because her bit is just kind of boring, where it's just like you need order in a way. And then she's also like a middle schooler and feels the most like, oh, yes, this is a middle schooler. So that just kind of has bad vibes in and of itself, even though like Rentar loves all ages and all living or dead status people, I guess. So it's just, I don't know. I just don't personally like her. Not my vibe. Not my vibe. Next, we have Meme, who is great bit, great character. I love her. She's great to just have her like substitute where she just was, and then all of a sudden she's gone. Never gets old. It's a simple bit and also very fun, but not in like in a harmful way. Whereas I think the big detractors for a lot of these guys is like their bit can get very weird. Whereas her bit being she just disappears half the time is like good and fine. We like it. We love to see it. Another one is the Yamane, which is just she's tall and really loves nature, which is fine. Like I like her design. It's cool to have a really tall one, but also like I think for 100 girlfriends, there's like a strike zone for me. There's like the weird, and then the like weird, but in a good way. Because you get down to like molto violento, and that's like bad. Like I don't like that existing. But then you have like the drunk one or the tsundere, which I'm like is a bit off, but in a good way, and it doesn't actively deter me. And I feel like loving nature falls somewhere in the middle there, to where it's not bad, but it doesn't have as like high funny bits as like Karane going pure tsundere. Then next we have the Gyaru, who is awesome. I love her. Ashi Kedarui, who is just the chillest, just loves her cute things and being the coolest of vibes. Hers isn't like crazy special, but she makes up for it by having a sick design and also just being the chillest of them all, which you love to see. It's a nice refresher and usually also is a good diffuser for some of them, where it's just like her tone of speaking, you can kind of feel through the page and kind of diffuses when it's like Kishika going baby mode or Karane going full tsundere mode. Where I'm like, okay, let's take a step back, relax. Next, we have Aira, the super strong, but is afraid of anything she can't hit. Hmm. I hold on. We're adding a tier for this. Gotta fix this. This is good bit, mediocre design. Because I think her bit is really funny, where it's just like anything I can't punch or kick, I'm afraid of. Which there's some where it's like a little excessive and like the bit becomes a little less funny. But like the inherent nature of that bit, I think is really funny. Because it's like, I can't kick you, therefore I'm afraid of you. And that just works for me. Like that is perfect, great, you love to see it. But I don't like have anything strong to say about her design. Like I like it, it's good, but it doesn't appeal to me specifically as like the drunk one. It's just how it is, you know? Next we have our first maid. We have Maid Omei, who mm, I don't know if I She's like true neutral, actually. We need, hold on, we got another tier. True neutral. Well, we gotta change the color. We gotta change the colors first. So you can't have, we'll make you this color. I'm pretty sure it's the color I was just using. And true neutral will be gray because it's gray. May May, I have no strong feelings on in any direction. Like she is a maid. Her design is a maid. Her bit is okay. I don't hate it. I don't love it. But I'm just like, yeah, she is one of the 100 girlfriends. She sure is. Yep, one of them. Um, Suri is a great character. I probably put her. No, she's where she belongs. I think the just making drugs bit is a it's in the like. Actually, I'm thinking, and I'm liking her less. I like her design and I like her character, but like this isn't a problem with her as a character. It's a problem of like what she has done for the story. Because at the time I'm making this, we had another baby mode chapter where they all get turned to babies, and I hate those chapters. I think they're weird and not for me. Where it's like that was a drug that Kusuri made, and a lot of the weird chapters in the story have been because of Kusuri's drugs. So I'm torn because I really like how she uses her things, and I think she's really funny and a good design. But then I also have to weigh that against like turning everyone into babies, which is like a primal anger in me that I just do not enjoy anytime they appear, which is more often than they should be, in my humble opinion. But she can stay there. That's not her fault. That's the authors using her bit for less enjoyable reasons than I would like. We have the other maid. We have Maid Omai, who is uh yeah, I just don't like her. Like her bit is that she loves her sister, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I don't really care. It's just kind of usually an interruption into things where it's like she's butting against Rentaro, and I'm like, I want a funny bit, not you being annoying. If it's all the same to you. Next we have Nano, who is probably my. Well, no, I think she's here. I think she's great and a fun time. I think her dynamic with Shizuka is by far the best like pairing of the like sub pairing. I guess of the sub pairings of the pairings themselves. Because they're just like so fun together. It's just fun seeing Nano be like a pure soul whenever she has to interact with Shizuka. Where it's when like anytime they're together, I'm like, this is gonna be a good vibe. Whereas there's some where it's I guess like the the cursed ones. Basically, whenever the ones in the bad vibes get together, I'm never enjoying it. But then you put Shizuka and Nano, and I'm like, this is bliss. The only exception being Karane and Hakari, because I don't think I need to explain why for that one. Next is Uto, who is probably one of my favorite. It's the Chunibyo, where they're just waffling, like they're just saying stuff, and it's just funny. I just enjoy the chuniness, where it's just sometimes they're saying things, and it's like you're reading it, and you're like, yeah, yeah, and then you pause for like 2 seconds to process it, and you're like, you what? But in like a funny way, and I think that's what works is that it's not like annoying. It's just like silly. It's silly in a good way. We have the cat. Um, I don't think she has bad like. I don't really think her. She's a true. Oh, nah. You can be with. No, actually, you're up here. I'm trying to like the cat bit where she just like is a cat is fine, and I like it. It doesn't like actively offend me. I just don't really like her design, but like she's just a cat. Like it's not a bad bit. It's not a weird bit. It's just like a fine bit, but it's not like true neutral. Where it's like I don't really like her design. It's not the worst, but like it's kind of like yeah, I'm torn basically. We have the idol who I think is a good design, mediocre bit, but that can change. She's like the idolish one, and I think she has a cool design, but I feel like we still need to see her bit explored a little more because she's still pretty new to the harem, I guess. But I think she can go up or down depending on how cursed they decide to use her bit. We have next we have Mimi, who is I think top of good design, mediocre bit. Because I think the whole bit where it's like she just wants to be perfect or just is believes she is perfect is good, and I think it's adequately portrayed in the like character design. But the bit in itself is nothing crazy. It's good, but it's not like great. It doesn't have the high highs of ones like Karane or Uto or like any of the people above them, but on a pure design level, great design. I love it. And next we have Yaku, who, yeah, is sick design that it makes me forget she's like 80 years old. But I'm like, you're a cool little ninja one. And I think it's sick and works. But then like her bit is that she's just like Kusuri's grandmother who took like an immortality drug. So now she just looks forever young. And I'm like, yeah, sure, that's the thing. But beyond that, I'm like, I like your design, but I don't have any strong negative opinions. And last, we have the one that, oh, we have America. She's, as an American myself, uh, I don't actually like her that much. She's, I think her bit is funny to, as an American, a bona fide American, born and raised. I think her bit is really funny, and her design just is so much. But compared to the ones above her, doesn't quite hit as hard. It's still great. It's still one of my favorites, and some of the bits that she's been involved in or run are great. But she's not drunk. Just a skill issue. So yeah, that's the current like 20 something girlfriends of the 100 girlfriends. Maybe in like 3 decades we'll get to see all 100 of them and then update this list. And by that point, I don't think I'll be able to remember half of who they are. I don't know what they can do with bits from here. Like, I feel like they've got a couple of like the classic Dere tropes still available. But like, if we're already hitting the girl who's really into numbers, I feel like we're gonna start reaching for some weird ones. And honestly, I'm down. I want to see just the strangest guys. Please give them to me. And I imagine we'll find plenty. I imagine there's going to be some weirdos in here, but I'm excited. And I guess we'll see when they decide to keep introducing new ones. And whatever they appear with, who knows where they end up on this tier list and whenever it happens. Maybe I'll do another one when all 100 have been dropped. But that's not for a while, so don't get your hopes up.